Ben Affleck just officially confirmed he has no interest in working for James Gunn at DC, which is worrying for the DCU. Hey everyone, welcome back to our movie news. Ben Affleck has just officially confirmed that he does not want to direct a DC movie for James Gunn. This is huge news as James Gunn had confirmed that he and Ben Affleck had met to talk about what DC project Ben Affleck could direct. So what happened? In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, a reporter asked, "So if DC came to you now and said, 'Do you want to direct something?' and Ben Affleck said, 'I would not direct something for the James Gunn DC.' Absolutely not. I have nothing against James Gunn. Nice guy. Sure, he's going to do a great job. I just wouldn't want to go in and direct in the way they're doing that. I'm not interested in that." Now, this is big news as not so long ago, James Gunn did say he was hoping Ben Affleck would direct something for him. He said, "We are working with Ben Affleck, who really wants to be a part of our architecture team, trying to bring things together. And he really wants to direct one of our projects, and we're looking forward to him doing that." And he also said, "Met with Ben yesterday precisely because he wants to direct, and we want him to direct. We just have to find the right project." So what's happened? Clearly something has changed. Clearly, Affleck did not like the direction they were going in. James Gunn stated Ben Affleck wants to be a part of our architecture, that he wants to direct, and they're looking for the right project. But Ben Affleck has just said he won't direct for James Gunn's DCU. So either James Gunn is lying and Ben Affleck never wanted to direct for them, or Affleck was put off by James Gunn's plan. Either are worrying outcomes because it means either Gunn has lied to the fans or Ben Affleck doesn't like the direction of the DCU. This is a confusing situation to be in for DC fans. Half the fandom is saying Gunn is a liar, and the other is saying Ben Affleck isn't impressed by James Gunn's DCU. This is just not a good look for DC right now. If James Gunn did lie, then what else has he lied about? That he talked to Henry Cavill about other projects? The age that his Superman will be? That Netflix hasn't shown any interest in the Snyderverse? That Zack Snyder has moved on? It creates a whole load more questions about the validity of what Gunn says. This is all brand new information right now, and I assume that later on today we will probably get a tweet from Gunn trying to explain himself, but it doesn't look good. I don't know which one I hope it is more. Gunn lying about Affleck wanting to work for them, or that Affleck was put off by what Gunn had to offer. Which leads me to think, what if it is the second option? What could James Gunn have offered that put Ben Affleck off of the entire DCU? Did Affleck want to create a darker, more serious DC movie, and that wasn't something Gunn was interested in? Or maybe Affleck had a load of restrictions on his project that it had to fit directly in with the long-term plan, which didn't give him enough creative freedom. It creates so many questions and worries for the future of the DC universe, but I guess we have to wait and see what Gunn's response is. But before Affleck made that comment about Gunn's DCU, he also had some things to say about his time working for DC and with Snyder and Joss Whedon, and I think it may give some more meaning as to what he said about Gunn's DCU. He said, "The Justice League experience, the fact those stories became somewhat repetitive to me and less interesting, yeah, I did finally figure out how to play that character, and I nailed it in The Flash. For the 5 minutes I'm there, it's really great. A lot of it's just tone. You've got to figure out what's your version of the person. Who is the guy that fits what you can do? I tried to fit myself into a Batman. And by the way, I like a lot of the stuff we did, especially the first one, Batman v Superman. Justice League? You could teach a seminar on all the reasons why this is how not to do it, ranging from production to bad decisions to horrible personal tragedy, and just ending with the most monstrous taste in my mouth. The genius and the silver lining is that Zack Snyder eventually went to AT&T and was like, look, I can get you 4 hours of content, and it's principally just all the slow motion that he shot in black and white, and one day of shooting with me and him. He was like, do you want to come shoot in my backyard? And I was like, I think they're a union, Zack. I think we have to make a deal. But I went and did it, and now Zack Snyder's Justice League is my highest rated movie on IMDb. Isn't that because Zack Snyder's fans are so intense online? Say what you want, it's my highest rated career movie. I've never had a movie that went from nadir to pinnacle. Retroactively, it's a hit. All of a sudden, I was getting congratulated for the bomb I'm in. But I was going to direct a Batman, and Justice League made me go, I'm out. I never want to do any of this again. I'm not suited. That was the worst experience I've ever seen in a business which is full of some bad experiences. It broke my heart. There was an idea of someone, Joss Whedon, coming in like, I'll rescue you and we'll do 60 days of shooting and I'll write a whole thing around what you have. I've got the secret. And it wasn't the secret. That was hard, and I started to drink too much. I was back at the hotel in London. It was either that or jump out the window, and I just thought, this isn't the life I want. My kids aren't here. I'm miserable. You want to go to work and find something interesting to hang on to, rather than just wearing a rubber suit, and most of it you're just standing against the computer screen going, if this nuclear waste gets loose, that's fine. I don't condescend to that or put it down, but I got to a point where I found it creatively not satisfying. Also just, you're sweaty and exhausted, and I thought, I don't want to participate in this in any way. I don't want to squander any more of my life, of which I have a limited amount. And then he went on to make his quote about Gunn's DCU, and I think the two are interlinked. First of all, I want to say it's a real shame that Ben Affleck went through that. It's really hard and upsetting to hear what he went through, but I'm really glad he's a lot happier now. But back to the timing of his quotes. He celebrated Batman v Superman, the Snyder Cut, and The Flash, and made sure to note that it was the Justice League reshoots by Joss Whedon that made the experience tough. He was happy with Snyder and on the Flash set, but it was his experience on the reshoots that was not enjoyable. Which is why I think it's important to note why he then said he definitely would not work for Gunn's DCU. He specified James Gunn, not just DC in general, but Gunn's DCU. Clearly something about that universe is putting him off. Like I mentioned earlier, maybe Gunn would be restricting his creative freedom, or the direction the movie would be going in is something Affleck disagrees with, or maybe the way the company is being run is reminding him of how it was under the Justice League reshoots. Or maybe he just specified James Gunn because Gunn is the co-head of DC now, and so he just means it as a general term. But like I also said earlier, this is a worrying situation for the DCU. Either Gunn is lying or Ben Affleck isn't impressed by the DCU. Some may say that all Ben Affleck's words are saying is that his experience with DC has put him off wanting to work with them again, which I would completely understand, but then why would Gunn say, met with Ben yesterday precisely because he wants to direct and we want him to direct, we just have to find the right project. And Affleck specifically mentioning Gunn's DC does indicate that it's Gunn's DC plan that Affleck isn't interested in. But the way he was talking about his time with Snyder and Muschietti would indicate that he was happy with those times, and so the problem wasn't with those two directors. So is he just not interested in Gunn's DCU or DC in general, because his wording is very specific? All I can say now is that this is not a good look for the DCU, and hopefully we will get some answers soon. So make sure to let me know what you think of this news in the comments below. But that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. I hope to see you here again soon, so until then, have a great day. Bye!